Welcome to our home on this spring day. It's actually quite cold here. I know that some parts are getting temperatures in the 80s, but it's pretty cold here. But still, we're enjoying all of it. So today I wanted to talk about the importance of having hope. Even though we don't know what the outcome is going to be, but to hold hope in our hearts. So I want to give you a little example. So when we were 29 years old, we moved to this little rented house on this beautiful piece of property. And we fell in love not so much with the rented house, but with the property. And right next to where the rented house was a 16-acre piece of land that we really, really fell in love with, like right away. And it was very accessible from the little rented house. And we walked every day on this gorgeous, gorgeous piece of land. And then we had our first child and our second child. And in the course of, after having our second child, we just, like the fascination with this extra piece of land grew into a deep, deep love and craving and wanting very, very much to own this piece of land and to be able to build a house. So we contacted the owners who lived in far away, and the owners never came down, never had anything to do with the land. And they said, well, they looked up the land value, which was X amount of dollars, and they would either double it or triple it. And they'd say, if you really, really want it, you can pay triple the amount, which was a staggering amount for us. Plus, it was so unfair. So we kept, I don't know, probably
every few years. I know.
Probably every year we'd contact this man. Always get the same response: double or triple the market value. And so you'd think that we would get discouraged, but we got discouraged on one hand, but on the other hand, there grew this love of this piece of land, like this feeling like we are supposed to take care of that land and really protect it and protect the trees, and just, our love for the land grew and grew. So we did something that we never do. And we contacted a man who is like a psychic, for land, an unusual title. And he just knew things about land. So we went to see him, and he asked us all kinds of questions. And then he went into this, I don't know, kind of a
altered state.
Yeah, he kind of disappeared for about 15 minutes, and we're thinking, wow, this is a little bit strange. But then he came back and he said, that piece of land really loves you. And there's a deep attachment that goes both ways. And the nature spirits and the plants and the trees, they really want you to be there. And just don't give up hope. So we're like, okay, that was encouraging for us. And we kept walking the land, and Barry even made a few trails on the land, which you probably shouldn't have done, but so he just kind of expanded the accessibility of our being on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of land that looked out just onto the woods and the hills with the little peak of the ocean, and you couldn't see any other houses. It's really, really pretty. And then one day, Barry went for a walk on our land. We were beginning to feel it was our land. And he met a real estate agent. And the real estate agent said, wow, this is a gold mine, this piece of land. And I have just sold it for X amount of dollars. And the man who bought it is just so excited because it's so beautiful. And we were crushed. Like, that's our land. You can't sell our land. And the amazing thing is that the next day the earthquake happened, And this was a big earthquake. That little rented house where we were staying was completely destroyed. And there were only maybe 10 houses on this little road that we lived. Half of them were completely destroyed. I mean, they would never be lived in again. And the land that we loved so much had not big cracks, but cracks. Visible cracks in the land. And this man who had never been for probably, 20 years, came down, the owner, and he saw all the houses that were destroyed. He saw, the man that wanted to buy it. Right. And he saw the cracks, and he got out of escrow like immediately. And he told the owner, and the owner found out all the information, and the owner actually called us and said, you've been interested in that land. And we're like, yeah, it was before the earthquake. We're playing hard to get. But he said, well, I'll give it to you for half the market value. And we said yes, right away, because our hearts were already on this beautiful piece of land. And of course, we have built our home and our retreat center, and we just welcome people every year to be here and walk the land and enjoy all the peace that's here. But it's a real example for us in holding hope, in holding a vision and holding hope. And you never know how it's going to work out. You never know the plan, but trusting.
Right where we're sitting right now in our living room, actually in the center of the living room, where there was a trail that I built that went along the ridge. And right where the center of the living room is now, we had a folding chair right there. And we would come and sit and meditate or write or whatever we did. And I remember this went on for years, actually. And I remember our friend Michael Stillwater once was visiting us, and we told him about the chair. We showed him the chair, and he said, wow, all these years you've had this chair here? You can invoke squatters' rights and claim the land for yourselves.
Of course, that couldn't happen, but
no.
It was a nice thought.
Yes.
All right. So do you have a song for us?
Okay. How much I long to see the world fulfill its destiny. It all depends on you and me, and how much we can love. I give to you, and you give to me. It's a divine symphony. We can rewrite history and do it all with love. La 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 la. La 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 la, and do it all with love. Oh, how much I long to see the world fulfill its destiny. It all all depends on you and me, and how much we can love. I give to you and you give to me. It's a divine symphony. We can rewrite history, and we do it all with love. So just hold that in your hearts for a moment, that with love we help the earth to raise to the next level and fulfill its destiny. The earth has a destiny, just like this land had a destiny for us to be here. So don't lose hope. Hold on to hope and keep calling on the nature spirits and the divine beings. All right. Thank you so much.
So if you have a vision and you just can't see how it can happen, hold on to hope and know that there's a beautiful plan and that we can trust. All right.
Okay. We love you guys and girls.